Hello class, this is lesson 4-3 about the powers of monomials. If you recall from last time, a to the mth power times a to the nth power is the same as a to the m plus n power. Vice versa, if I have a to the mth power divided by a to the nth power, that's the same as subtracting m minus n for its exponents. In today's lesson, we're going to learn that parentheses absolutely matter, and those are going to be the new rules that we have for exponents. For instance, if I have inside the parentheses 5 squared to the third power, that's the same as 5 squared times 5 squared times 5 squared, which would be 5 to the 6th power if I'm adding up those 2's. But a faster way is noticing that 2 times 3 equals 6. So our new rule is when I have a to the mth power inside of parentheses and then a different exponent on the outside, I simply multiply the exponents, and that's the simplest form. So 8 to the 6th power, and then I'm going to cube that, is really 8 to the 18th power. Okay, my next one, in parentheses, k to the 7th power, and then on the outside, that's going to go to the 5th power, is k to the 35th power. All right, one more here. Inside parentheses, I have 5 to the 4th power, and then I'm going to raise that whole thing to the 4th power. That's the same as 5 to the 16th power. All right, so that's our first rule. Here's our second rule. Inside my parentheses, I have more things. So I have 4a squared, and then I'm going to cube the whole thing. So that's the same as 4a squared times 4a squared times 4a squared. I think we understand that. I'm going to now just separate like terms. So 4 times 4 times 4, and a squared times a squared times a squared. So notice I have 3 of those, so that's 4 cubed, and I have 3 of the a squareds. 4 cubed is 64, and a squared to the 3rd power is a to the 6th power. That's what we just learned. So for our second rule, if I have a times b in parentheses to the mth power, that's the same as a to the mth power times b to the mth power. So I'm kind of using the distributive property with that exponent to everything inside of the parentheses. So my first example, 2p cubed raised to the 4th power, I'm going to distribute that 4 to every term inside. So that's going to be 2 to the 4th power times 3 times 4 is 12, so p to the 12th power. And I can still simplify that. That would be 16p to the 12th power, right? Our next one in parentheses is negative 2m to the 7th power, n to the 6th power, raised to the 5th power. So I'm going to distribute that 5 exponent to each of my terms on the inside. So negative 2 to the 5th power, m to the 35th power, and n to the 30th power, which in the simplified form is negative 32, m to the 35, n to the 30th power. Final one here, in parentheses, I have negative 5w squared, z to the 8th power, all of that raised to the 3rd power. So that's going to be negative 5 cubed times w to the 6th power times z to the 24th power, and that will simplify to negative 125 w to the 6th power, z to the 24th power. And that's it. So hopefully these 2 new rules made sense. So to conclude, I have 4 problems for you to try on your own. I'd like you to simplify each of these, and then we'll check our answers when we come into class. I will see you then.